Hello and welcome to Gaggia TV. My name's Mike, this is Nick.
Hi.
And today we're going to talk about milk frothing, because that's one of the most important components of the drinks that you can get out of our machines.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, all of our manual machines have a steaming arm, and the majority have a pan roller that looks like this. There is black plastic ones or the stainless steel ones that you get with a particular model, which is the Carezza. And what the pan roller does is quite an important job. Obviously, the steam comes out of the bottom.
Right.
So the heating of your milk takes place from the bottom here.
Because all of these things are warmed milk. What we do is we take steam out of the boiler and it condenses in the milk and that heats up the milk.
Correct.
And the way that you change the warmed milk is the proportion of air that you introduce into it.
It is, and what the pan roller does is it guarantees you, pretty much, a frothy, light, stretched milk. So you're going to volume the milk, it's going to double, really, in most cases. So when you have a traditional...
because it's continually introducing air.
It is, yeah. The hole here, or the gap at the top, draws air into it and stretches the milk continually. If that air hole is covered, then it will stop doing that.
Right.
Now this is fantastic for cappuccino, because that's what it's designed for.
Yes.
But if you don't want cappuccino milk, and you want something different, textured milk, microfoamed,
with microbubbles.
Indeed. Or just a completely flat milk, which is what you would traditionally get with a latte.
Right.
You can have this little trick, and a lot of people know about this, but you just take the pan roller off.
And that's actually what we're going to do today, to talk about advanced, or kind of intermediate milk frothing, is we're going to actually take the whole Panarello off.
Yeah.
Because the three drinks we're going to be looking at today, we're going to be looking at what we're going to call a latte, which is one espresso in milk that's been steamed but hasn't been stretched at all. So there's almost no foam.
Very little foam.
And then we're going to look at a flat white, which has been stretched to a certain extent, but all of the bubbles are mixed throughout the milk.
They are. It's textured and it's microfoam, So microfoam,
And then there's the cappuccino, which we're going to produce as much foam as we possibly can.
Yeah, and it fills the jug.
It fills the jug, and in some cases you can even spoon that foam on top of
Absolutely,
your
I mean,
drink
some
when you're
people
done.
like that, some people don't like that. I still quite like a nice frothy cappuccino with a lot of air in it. Kind of reject when you're buying one maybe from a shop and it's a third full of air. But, so, but you can, when you home machines like this, you can get fantastic variety of milk. We'll just touch on the jug. I mean, the stainless steel jug is always what we would recommend because it retains the heat.
It does.
Got a nice little pouring spout, so when you get really skilled in, do a little bit of your latte art.
Which we're going to look at next episode in the circus drinks.
We're practicing so hard.
Well, you were practicing so hard.
We are going to be doing some latte art.
Yeah, we are.
Now the pressure's on. But the little spout is very important. And this is my personal favourite, and people mock me for this.
When you say people, you mean me.
Well, it's not the only one. With many people mock. Thermometer. I love my thermometer.
I know you do.
Now, you can get, obviously, when you've heated milk a few times, you can get the idea. This is hot enough now, and it's about the right temperature. But, the thermometer is there. It's got a nice big red mark on it. And that goes to what temperature, Mike?
65 to 70 degrees Celsius.
It does indeed. And why does it only go to 65 to 70 degrees, Mike?
Oh, now you're testing. Okay, if you go above that, so if you properly boil your milk, what you're going to start...
I do know the answer, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I'll ask him to. Yeah.
If you properly start to boil your milk, and you'll know that you boiled your milk because it'll start to A, smell bad, and B, you'll see bubbles of steam coming out of the milk that you're frothing, because it will no longer be condensing the water from the steam into the actual milk itself. What you do at that point is you start to burn the milk and you start to caramelise the lactose and denature the proteins that are producing that foam.
He says it much better than I do.
You don't want to do that.
I gave it to him to say. But I always say you just burn the lactose and leave it there, really. But Mike takes it a little bit, a step forward. But it is personal choice. And I've had customers that like their milk going up to 80 degrees, burning hot, leave it for half an hour and it's still warm. Yeah. If you speak to Italians, they like theirs at 60 to 65 degrees.
We're a broad church. Within reason, you can do what you want. But
the advantage, and again, the advantage with the thermometer, you see, I'm coming to my selling point here, is that you can tailor it to your own taste. So if you do want a little bit off temperature or over temperature,
it takes the guesswork out of it.
It does indeed. It's good consistency. But the little red mark is quite right. I must say 65 to 70 degrees, and that for me is the ideal temperature. And if you get it to the backside of that, 70 degrees, you always do your milk first, which I should have said at the beginning, maybe. But I always recommend you steam your milk first, and then you can get on and make your espresso, put that on top very easily.
Well, we should steam some milk then. We're now going to move to a shop where you're going to steam the three different kinds of milk. One for a latte, one for a flat white, and then one for a cappuccino.
Indeed.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so we're going to do the three types of milk. And the first milk we're going to do is just flat heated milk, so no air into it at all. So for this, you literally hold the wand under the level of the milk and let it heat up to that magical 65 to 70 degree temperature. So we're not burning any lactose.
So you're introducing no air into this mixture at all?
No air at all.
And using the thermometer to keep track of where you're at?
I am, I just like a thermometer.
That's great. So for this one, what kind of drink are we putting this in?
Traditional latte, really.
Yeah.
A proper latte has very little foam.
Yeah.
Although these days, latte is associated with latte art, so you do get like microfoam with latte drinks. But traditionally, it's just hot milk onto an espresso. You're hearing quite a lot of noise there as well. No oxygen in there.
No. So there's no air bubbles, which would normally deaden the sound.
Thank you. We're up to, I'm not concentrating, we're up to 70 degrees. So you can see there's hardly any volume, there's no stretching.
Tip that forward slightly.
No stretching of the milk.
No.
There. And we're up to 72 degrees, but don't tell anybody. Will we?
Okay, fine.
Okay, the metal jug will hold the temperature very nicely. So now we're going to do the next type of milk, which is now going to be sort of microfoamed milk. So this is ideal for your flat whites.
Yeah.
Or if you want to do a bit of fancy latte art.
Right, so here we're going to introduce some air into it.
We are. We're going to break the surface first. It's important to get the air in first. Then you can hear it nice, it calms down. It says, thank you very much, that's nice air. So we're going to try and stretch the milk a little bit, but we're trying to avoid big bubbles, which I've managed to get quite a lot of, but we'll get rid of those in a minute.
Yeah.
So we're now going to try and get this sort of vortex going. So I'm beating in the milk.
So you are actually trying to spin the milk around the jug using the pressure of the steam.
That's exactly what I'm doing, yeah. So on these steaming arms, there's only one hole for, that's a little bit too much air, but we'll see if we get away with that. We can knock some of these big bubbles out in a minute. So now we are literally now heating the milk. We've introduced enough oxygen for microfoam, and we're now just beating and heating the milk up again to 65 to 70 degrees.
Yeah.
So no big bubbles here. So we're going up to 60 degrees, so we're nearly there. That's the thermal block boiler you can hear on the Carazza.
Yeah, so it's just pumping away.
Yeah. So we've got a few big bubbles.
Okay. And how are you going to get rid of those?
We're going to give it a little tap.
Okay, if you can move it backwards slightly so it's in shot. There we go.
Give it a little tap. Away they go.
Awesome.
Another little tap. Again, away they go.
Yeah.
Now we can texture the milk a little bit better than that.
Okay.
We'll come on to that in a moment.
All right.
Just give it a little spin.
Go for it now.
A little bit of a spin. Again, you've got some big bubbles. And that's a lovely microphone. Look at that.
It is. I'm actually looking for something the consistency of white paint. Is that about the...
Well, that's a good description.
It is, I know.
When you've finished heating the milk, which I should have said before, you get quite a glossy sheen on it, really.
Yeah.
But when you actually give those big bubbles a knock, give it a bit of texture in there, you can see it's gone quite matte.
Yes.
Or more eggshell.
Eggshell?
If we're doing paint analysis.
Crikey.
Okay, so that's...
So you shop at Farrow and Ball.
that's the microfoam milk.
Brilliant.
Get that out of the way. Now we're going to do cappuccino, 1988 milk.
Oh, brilliant.
All over again.
Frothy coffee.
Frothy coffee.
So we want for this loads of air.
We want loads of air. So we're going to just continually bring air into that and get some nice big bubbles. And if you want the word for it, it's stretch the milk. So really pull the milk out.
Yeah.
Really introduce loads of air. And the milk's already saying thank you very much. I love air.
So you're bouncing the wand on the top of the...
Basically breaking that surface.
Breaking the surface and allowing the air to be introduced. We should say this is what the Panarello would normally do.
This is exactly what the Panarello does. So if this is the sort of milk you want and you desire for your coffees, and I still like a good old-fashioned cappuccino.
Fair enough, yeah.
You can see the amount of bubbles in there. Now when we've got it to the brim, we obviously don't need to bring any more air into that now.
Don't.
So we're now sinking it. I haven't put my trusted thermometer
I wondered if that was deliberate, but it's not.
Well, no. We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Shall we test? We're pretty
pretty much dead on.
I don't need that thermometer. So there's a cappuccino milk. So
yeah.
big bubbles.
So just for comparison, I'm going to move these.
Yeah, we can get rid of a few of those big bubbles.
Yeah.
Little tap.
So it's got that much milk.
Yeah. So they all started with the same volume of milk, obviously. Probably about 3 ounces of milk in each jug.
Yes.
So you can see this is just hot milk.
Yeah.
Obviously a tiny little bit of froth on top because you can't avoid getting a little bit of oxygen in. This is nice microfoamed.
I mean, it's just
flat
air.
white milk, and then there's your big.
There's the big frothy
cappuccino milk.
Frothy
you can't
cappuccino.
really texture this.
No.
It's just sitting there, and as you say, this is the milk you get when you use the Panarella. That's what the Panerella's for, really.
Okay, awesome. We're going to go back to the wide angle, and we're also going to clean this wand, which we should have been doing between each one if you were being absolutely religious, but for the purposes of this shot,
well,
the boss is complaining.
Well, off camera, but we can. So by cleaning this, we've gone through this in other videos as well. We take the steaming valve off, steaming heater off, and it says it's over temperature. Open the valve up, and we purge the wand. So we get some hot water through the wand. There we go, lovely. That's nice and clean. We close it up. The machine is ready now to make another coffee, and it's shinier than a shiny thing. There we go.
Wonderful. So now that we've got the 3 drinks,
yep.
What we're going to do is we're going to cut in some film of pouring a single espresso into each of those to do 2 things. Firstly, to demonstrate how to construct a latte a flat white and a cappuccino.
Yeah.
But also just to show the different depths of foam that you get. Because
that was the more important thing.
Yeah.
I would always put the espresso in and put the milk on top.
Yeah.
Really, that's what I would do. Unless you're trying to do a latte, a layered latte, then that's a different thing. Circus drinks next.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can see the amount of depth of foam on.
So you've seen all three. We've
Yep.
actually drunk them in between taking those shots, and
They were lovely, weren't they?
They were actually
I
quite
like
nice.
the milky ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next episode is the circus drink. So we're looking at the layered lattes. We're going to look at a little bit of latte art, and we've also got some cold drinks that we're going to be looking at.
Yeah, we're going to show. I mean, I always say to people, with these machines, you have got a scaled down commercial machine.
You have.
And you've got the ability to make any sort of drink that you want, really. And it's just about playing with the machine a little bit,
Yeah.
trying different things. We've talked about trying different coffees in them, and
Yeah.
different flavours of coffees, tamping, etc. But now it's the recipe part of it, really, and what you put together. And that's always a bit of fun.
All right then.
Thanks.
We'll see you there.
Cheers.